Hi, this is Rose McDonough and I'm a retired home ec teacher. All my life, all I wanted to do is make sure that kids can prepare food so that they can feed themselves for life. You might not be a kid, you might be an adult, and maybe you just don't know what you're doing with your Instant Pot, and this might be a recipe that'll work for you. I'm using today Italian style smoked sausage. It's actually chicken because I don't eat pork too often. I've got my onions and my 3 peppers ready to go. Aren't they beautiful together? Look at all those colors. And we're going to use those. I'm going to use some sauce. So I have an 8-ounce can of sauce and I'm going to put this in here first. And I have all my other ingredients gathered so it'll be quick to show you. Always have a rubber scraper. 4, 5, 10. It doesn't really matter. Rubber scrapers are essential. And if someone tells you they're not, they're wrong. I'm going to do 8 ounces. Most Instant Pot recipes tell you you need at least 8 ounces of a liquid. I want a little more in there. So I'm going to just take my can and add about half of a can of water to it. Not that much. Just swirl it around. I do this every time I do a tomato sauce project. Why would I leave all that good sauce inside there? Swirl it around, add it to it, and now it's relatively cleaned out. It's kind of bland at this point with just tomato sauce, so I want to add the 3 basic ingredients always. Basil, oregano, and garlic. I don't have a lot of basil. I'm going to go with what I have. Oh, I didn't measure. Yeah, I don't measure. This is one of those things, it's by taste, it's by touch, it's by sight, that's it. I'm going to do this, put it in my hand, and I'm crunching it. You will always hear me say this. You crunch any of your dried herbs because you bring the oils out once you do that. And the smell from there to the smell from here, no comparison. You can smell the wonderful basil. We're going to do the same thing with parsley. You might notice I'm adding more parsley. I always add more parsley. Parsley seems to be a little less flavorful, so I like to add more parsley when I'm doing something. So I'm crunching that up, I'm adding that, and last but not least, I'm going to do my oregano. Once I add my oregano in, probably a little bit too much. Add my oregano in, crunch this back, and we're ready to go. Give it a stir. Doesn't matter if it's perfect because it's going to be steaming and this is going to be bubbling and it's all going to be wonderful together. I'm going to take my vegetables and I'm going to put my vegetables on the bottom. We're just going to use this for sandwiches later, but if you look, there's 12 links in here. That's a lot of links. That's because I'm going to use anything that's left over later. I'm going to take all the same stuff that's left over later. I'm going to cook up some noodles. I'm going to chop up my Italian style links and we're going to toss that together with a little bit more sauce, and that's going to be a dinner for a later day this week. So why have to prep more than one time? So in here, I've got everything layered in here. From there, I'm going to start adding in all of the sausages. And I'm going to try to put mine mostly up if I can. I might have to lay a few down, but I'm going to try to just get them stuck in there the best that I can. This is a lot of meat, but again, I told you I'm going to feed my family tonight for dinner, and anything that's left over we're going to use later for a second dish. Have to make sure that you have this not touching the top when you put the lid on. I'm going to add in the other half of the peppers. Those colors together are just beautiful, aren't they? I could have added green pepper, but I chose not to do that today, but I just think it's beautiful. I'm going to put it in, put the lid on, and it has to make that lovely sound. Lock it in and make sure that your vent is closed. Rookie mistake. Nothing's working. What happened? Oh, what happened is you didn't make sure it was plugged in tight in the back. Happens all the time. I'm choosing pressure cook. I don't have to choose pressure cook, but that's what I want instead of meat. I've already pre-programmed it to 30 minutes because that's about how long I think it will take. You don't need to do another thing. It will seal. You will hear it go beep, beep, beep. And it's now ready to go, and we'll come back in longer than 30 minutes because the problem is it needs to pressurize first, and then this will kick off and it will start counting down from 30. So we'll see you in a little while. So this is beeped off. It was 30 minutes, and what we're doing right now is a natural release. If you have an Instant Pot, you see something up there that looks almost like a thermometer. It's been naturally releasing for 15 minutes, which means it has been letting the pressure out by itself. I always have this cloth that I just used, and so if you let it go quickly, that sound is a whole lot louder when you do a quick release, or a CR if you're reading a recipe. But I'm doing the natural release, and I still have to let that go. I don't generally let it go up like that because I find that I get some steam on my ceilings. So I usually put the towel over it and let the towel collect all the moisture in the steam. I check it every once in a while, just doing it like, hey, can I open it? Can I open it? And guess what? It says no. It won't let me open it. This is where people become afraid of the Instant Pot. What if I would get burnt? What if it's going to blow up? It's not. I can't open it. It won't let me open it because it has too much pressure. It could take a full minute for this. You're not here, so you can't smell how wonderful this is as this steam releases. I'm just going to let it go for just a few more seconds. And then I'm going to pull one out and put in my thermometer. Chicken should have an internal temperature of 165 degrees. If you don't have a thermometer, go to a kitchen store or Walmart and invest in one. These are good things to have. This is good when you're making salmon. This is good when you're making pork. People tend to overcook their meats because they're afraid. When in actuality, all you have to do is put this thermometer in and you will know for sure. All right, let's see if that was enough. Still not. Well, should I sing a song to entertain while we're here? Where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumpkin? Here I am, here I am. Sorry, I'm just easily entertained. I can just almost open it, but not quite enough yet. So even after 17 minutes, the released steam was still backed up in there. There we go! And it now opened, and it is bubbling inside. Some people complain about that they get odors. I always wash everything out on the inside of here, but when I'm finished, I leave it up so air will help it, and I don't get any problems with smell. Everything looks gorgeous in here. My meat is so tender that it is practically falling apart. I surely do not need to put a thermometer in here, but I'm going to do it anyway. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'm sorry that you're missing this. But if you make it at home, you'll be able to smell it. Look at the beautiful colors in there. We have the red, we have the yellow, we have the orange, and this is going to look so wonderful on my plate or on a sandwich. The amazing thing about vegetables and foods, if you match colors together to make it look attractive, you're actually getting all of a balanced meal that you need to have. We're going to eat these again today on a sandwich. I hope that you try this and enjoy it as well. Don't be afraid of your Instant Pot.